and welcome to my channel. Long time no see. It's been a bit of a weird year. Most of you know, I would think, who followed me for a while or on my other social media, that I lost my husband a year ago on the 4th of March. And so it's been kind of, a few months, especially of firsts, his birthday, my birthday, the anniversary, and then my mum's anniversary is coming up as well. So it's been a bit difficult and just trying to figure out really what to do with my life now, because all the plans we had obviously are not plans anymore. Not sure what I want to do. But anyway, apart from that, I'm all right in myself pretty much. And the cats are okay. And they're probably around somewhere. No doubt they'll come on screen at some point. And I've been loving watching all of your YouTube videos. But yes, I'm back. We'll see how it goes, shall we? And this year I am going to be doing Old School April, which of course was started by Kelsey, Slime and Slashers. I'll put a link below. And I did a bit of it last year. I kind of joined in a little bit, but this year I'm going full in. And the team I've chosen, there's 4 teams, is the Beetlejuice Bunch. Mainly because the leaders of that are Elizabeth Sagewood and Katrina, who I love dearly. So I mainly joined their group. And also my lovely friend Kasha, who's, of course, Horror Sickness on here. She's also a Beetlejuice Bunch. She's a Beetle. So, yeah. So we both joined the same thing. But, and it's basically a readathon, a watchathon, an activitathon. Don't even know if that's a word. All things nostalgic. And it can be reading books that are nostalgic, or watching things that are nostalgic, or even things that are old or modern stuff that gives you that nostalgic feel. I was born in the late 60s, so my childhood was the 70s, and I was a teenager in the 80s. So I know a lot of people are doing the 90s, and I love the 90s too, but I was an adult in the 90s. So mine's a little mixture of all of that, really. I am planning on watching a few films. Some old school films. I'll probably watch The Fog again and The Thing again, no doubt, and In the Mouth of Madness, which is one of my favourite films of all time, and Nightmare on Elm Street, no doubt, love all of them, and yeah, got a bit of an inkling to watch Rosemary's Baby, which is a film from the 70s, so probably watch that, but mainly I'll be reading, because reading is my main hobby, so that's all I do really, is work and read. That's pretty much all I do. So I have got a preliminary TBR of 12 books. There'll be others added to this because I usually read about 20. So, and these are all little books, so they're not going to take me long to get through. I think there's only 3 that are larger. 3 of them are on my Kindle. So I'll put those ones up first. But firstly, I'm going to show you what the prompts are, and they've done them like library cards. I've printed them off, so it's these are all the prompts, and you get a point for each prompt. Sometimes more points, I think, but these ones are all 1 point as far as I know. And it's got like, read a book over 100 pages, you're in for a scare, read a Goosebumps book, Indiana Jones, read a book by an indie author, Breakfast Club, book with food on the cover, I know you are, but what am I? Read a book with an eyeball on the cover, or an eye. Electric Boogaloo, read a sequel. Monster Squad, book with any kind of monster in the story or on the cover. Tamagotchi, DNF a book. I'll probably be doing it. I don't know. I DNF if I don't like something. Scooby-Doo, read a mystery. One of the teams is called the Scoobies. I think there's also the Candyman one, Candyman crew, the Beetlejuice Bunch, and I'm missing one which I can't remember now, but In the Mouth of Madness, the book about books or about writers. Anyway, so they're all the prompts, and basically what I've done is I've numbered each one, so I know which one I'm referring to. I like to use the bingo cards. Now all of this stuff printables, there's loads of them, is in a Google Doc file that you can find on Old School April Instagram page, or on Kelsey Slime and Slashers YouTube channel, and you can download them. They're all free. I like the bingo cards that she does. I've left some of these blanks so I can add on. And so basically I've written the books I'm going to do, and in green, because obviously I'm a Beetle Bunch, I've put what number points it applies to. So that's how I've done it, but works quite well. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to read some of my collection of classic horror and 80s and 90s horror that I collect. And some of it I haven't read before, especially Point Horror, which I'm in the Point Horror Book Club, obviously, so I read one a month, but I haven't read them before because they were released in the 90s, and of course I was an adult then, so I'm really enjoying them as an adult. They're really good fun, and an excuse to read a Goosebumps book. I haven't read many of them either, again, because I was an adult. So this is my initial TBR. Now there's 3 that are on my Kindle, and these 3 are modern books. One of them was actually in ARC, it's not out till May, but they have a nostalgic vibes, right? So the first one is this one, Devil's Music by Michael Penning. I love Michael Penning. He wrote the All Hallows trilogy. He's a fantastic horror writer, deeply dark, very adult, if you like adult horror. He's also an indie author, and I'm a big proponent of indie horror, as we all know. So Devil Music is about a daughter who gets murdered, and the mother joins forces with a member of a rock band to do a ritual to take revenge on the person who killed her daughter, and they release something far worse. It has very rock music vibes, which to me, rock music is a very 80s thing. So that's why I'm choosing that one. And it's an ARC, it's out in May, so I'll be reading that for Michael. I'm also reading, I've been meaning to get to these for ages, by Isaac Nightingale, another indie author. This first one, B-Movie Bloodbath, which is a very nostalgic, very neon cover, as you can see, very much 80s vibes, and it's, it's basically what it says on the tin. It's a bloodbath. And the second one, the sequel, which is called Neon Nightmare, or Neon Nightmares, maybe. This is a sequel to that, but I think they can both be read as standalones. Both of these, by the way, are on Kindle Unlimited if you want to try them out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading those. So those are my 3 Kindles that initially, there'll be other Kindles because I love my Kindle. But books-wise, here's my little stash. So, firstly, I'm going to read a Christopher Pike, which, now, I read a Christopher Pike with the Tales Point Horror Book Club, which was called Slumber Party, and it was all right? And then quite a few of my friends online who are massive Christopher Pike fans said that it was one of the least good ones. So they recommended a few others, and I bought about 6, and I fancied reading this one, which it's a bullet firing through a bottle, by the way. So anyway, I don't really know a lot about it. It just says, Julia Florence is no ordinary girl. She has the power to heal. She has seen her best friend's new boyfriend before in a vision, but he was lying in her arms with a bullet through his head. So I'm looking forward to that one. It's tiny writing, though. But yeah, they're all tiny little books. So I'm going to try that one. I'm going to try another Pike. As I said, the last one I wasn't particularly enamoured by, so I'm hoping this one will be good. And then Point Horror, I'll get to those in a minute. But in the UK, they released books called Point Horror Unleashed, and these were all by British authors. They're very British feeling. I'm English, obviously, and so I chose House of Bones by Graham Masterton. I love Graham Masterton as an adult horror writer, so I thought I'll try this one. And this is something. It looks like a haunted house kind of feel to it. Again, quite short, and these are all second-hand books that I've bought. This one's in quite good condition. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that, so I'm reading that one. Let's put these in some kind of order, shall we? And then my friend Jim Oddy, who's an indie author, sent me a box of books that he didn't want anymore. And two of them were these. Crash Course and Crash Landing. These are American by Avon Flair Fiction. I've never heard of them, but Shelley, who runs Tales Point Horror, she had. And so these look quite good. It's like it's about a stalker, basically. And again, small books. I suspect they tried to, you know, feed into the kind of point horror thing in the 90s. But I've never even heard of these. So I'm going to read both of them because, again, they're quite short. They're only a couple of 100 pages. I can read that in an hour and a half. So that's quite good. And then the Point Horror Book Club itself, for April, we're reading The Dead Game by A. Bates. It's a great cover, isn't it? And this one, it says, someone is playing for keeps. I love that. I'm always interested to find out with point horror if the actual cover has anything to do with what's in the book. Sometimes it doesn't. So this is a game that some friends were playing and it all goes a bit wrong by the look of it. So that's the official book for April. And then we're also doing a bonus book, which I'm going to do the live with Shelley and I think Melina and Shelley Mack, maybe. And we're doing our first Point Crime, Bar Dead Sheep. Great title, isn't it? So we're doing this one in April as a bonus. And so I'll be reading this and doing the live discussion about that on Instagram. So, yeah, it's basically crime, but YA crime. And this book, my voice keeps going, I'm so sorry. This book is brand new. It's never been read, as far as I can see. Quite like with the old point horrors when you buy them, because you can only get them secondhand now, and they're all kind of bashed up a little bit, and people have written in them, and sometimes you find little treasures. I love all that. But yeah, but this one, Point Crime, we're going to be reading that in April, and so I'm going to put that one in Old School April too. These are all books from the 90s, and then Goosebumps. I haven't read many Goosebumps. I have all the Goosebumps book, but I haven't read them, so I've decided to read this one, The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. I'm sure it's somebody's favourite that I've read. It was either this one or The Haunted Mask, but I really like mummies. I love Egyptology, and so I thought I'll read that one. These are new books. These aren't the old vintage ones. They were a new set I bought, originals in 1993. So, yeah, so that looks fun, doesn't it? And then on to modern books. I'm going to read this one, which is like a video cassette, so very old school. And it's basically an anthology of found footage horror stories. So I'm going to read that. I love a horror story collection. I'm not quite sure who's in this, but it looks good. This was actually a gift from my friend Effie for my birthday. So yeah, it looks good. Ben Vincent, Ali C, Holly Ray Garcia, Clay McLeod Chapman, Tim McGregor, Donna Lynch, Alan Baxter. Yeah, it's great authors. So there's 18 stories in that one, but it just looks like an old Memorex video cassette. It's really cool, isn't it? And then finally, for my initial TBR, I'm reading this. This is for the Scoobies team. Zoinks! The spooky folklore behind Scooby-Doo. This was also a gift, I believe, from my friend Amelia. Yeah. And this is basically this is a non-fiction book to fill the non-fiction prompt. And it's all about the folklore of Scooby-Doo. And it looks really good fun. I think there's illustrations in it. I'll see if I find some. But, you know, it just looks fun. There's illustrations throughout it, and I thought that would be really good laugh. And yeah, there you go. So that's my initial TBR for Old School April. And so I'll link below all of the different things that are going on. There's going to be reading sprints and watch parties. There's a Discord server, and yeah, it should be fun. I'll be doing most of it on Instagram, and put this Old School April page on Instagram. If anybody wants to go and find it, I'll link that down below as well. And yeah, so I'm back. We'll see how it goes, won't we? We'll see what happens. But I hope you're all well, my darlings. I hope you're all keeping well. I hope you've had a good year so far. Mine's been a bit mental because end of year is always a bit mad. But yeah, it should be all right. And I've managed to get some time off over Easter, which is great. It's very rare usually because it's usually end of year and I can never have time off. But I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, hello again. Hope you stick around if you've been here for a while. Any new ones, please subscribe. It'd be lovely to see you and speak to you and follow you. And yeah, I'll see you all soon, my darling. And remember, keep warm, keep hydrated, keep reading fantastic books. Bye, my loves.